Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the RS-Jarja, and I got a match here for you on Arctic Base. And of course, I got another buffed or scuffed with you, and I didn't really intend to make so many in such a short time. I really intended this thing to be every unit adjustment, which would be like, what, every month? And well, yeah, our third week of doing this, and hey, third buffed or scuffed, so. But I wanted to do this one because we recently had the Aqua 4, and I'm starting to see some similarities between that and this suit, the RS-Jarja. And the RS-Jarja, they actually buffed twice. The first time, I'm going to go ahead and list, this was from, I believe, the February unit adjustments. And what they did was it increased its health from 17,000 to 18,000. The reload speed for its beam sniper rifle was from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. The charge time from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. They also shortened whenever you fired the weapon. There was a shorter delay, so you can switch to your next weapon faster. And finally, the reload speed for the missile pod was shortened from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. So yeah, pretty nice buff. This thing had a 45% win rate. So let's go ahead and check at the newest unit adjustment, or check in on the newest unit adjustment, which was late September, early October. This month's unit adjustment had a 45% win rate, and now it's at 47. Only went up 2%. So now they buffed it again. Now what do they buff about this? The beam sniper rifle, instead of 21,000 damage, now it has 23,000. The missile pod went from 300 to 350 damage, and they actually increased the explosion radius of the grenade, which is actually quite nice, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. That's all I did. And to quote what they said here on both of the, what they have what they buffed or nerfed, and then they have a aim section where they say what the suit was intended for and what they changed. To quote here for the recent unit adjustment. It has mobility comparable to that of a general purpose machine, and it also excels in close range combat, taking advantage of its skills useful in combat. Now this thing does have some nice skills that you typically don't see on a lot of supports. It has balancers, it has force injectors, and melee combo controller, so it can attack 2 times in a row with its melee. And it does have some weapons that can help it out. It has that beam rifle, which can poke at people from long range. It has 6 shots overall, and if you fully charge it, it will do a heavy stagger, which can lead up to a very easy melee combo. However, that will overheat your weapon, and you have to wait for it to reload. And I believe it also has the ability to, it does have the ability to boost and use its missile pods. That can try and help you get a stun. That way, perhaps you can combo it with your grenades. Try and do something that way. It does have melee priority level 2, so that way you can clash with generals. Other than that, yeah, to answer the question, buffed or scuffed, I think this suit is still scuffed. I'm going to be dead ass honest with you here. And the reason I mentioned that I'm starting to see some similarities between this and the Zaku 4 is because the devs tried to make a close range support unit, like they said here for the RS-Jarja, supposed to excel in close range combat. But I want you to think about how close range combat goes in this game. What is the meta of this game? Stun and melee. What are the two what do raids and generals have that help alleviate or help them get to where they are for stun and melee? Dodge roll and maneuver armor. Raids typically have maneuver armor, so they can absorb a stun, get closer for melee combat. And generals have a dodge roll. So let's say they get stunned first. Oh, I can actually help myself here and do a dodge roll. So that way I can survive a combo, potentially not die. So what now? What do we do with supports? Nothing. We do nothing with support. Here's a close range support with 1 instant stun, potentially 1 heavy attack. Alright, now go out there, champ. Take him. Get him, boy. That's it. That's all you got. Compare this to the G-Line Full Custom, which is another close range support unit at 450. Now, the G-Line actually does really well for itself because it has 2 instant stuns, and one of them it can move and fire. It doesn't have to stop to fire it. And it has pretty nice melee to where it can do a lot of damage, and also has some pretty decent part breaking. So, and that's a 450, where typically a lot of suits don't have shared skills amongst each other, or they only have like 1 stun, pretty much, depending on the suit. Now we're at 550 here with the RS-Jarja, and of course you want to mention this Aqua for 600. Suits now have more than 1 stun, or, for generals and raids, they start sharing skills like maneuver armor and dodge roll. So now the RS-Jarja is stuck in a position to where if it wants to initiate, the enemy has plenty of options to get out of it. And it's kind of stuck in that position where, okay, what do? I can get a heavy stagger, but if I miss, I'm kind of boned, especially if they have damage control, which a lot of suits do at high cost. So I think if they want to buff this suit, they either have to do something drastic or something very simple. And when I say drastic, I'm making a joke here where I'm saying, imagine, for the joke here, imagine if they gave this thing less cooldown time between its beam rifle shot, kind of like what they did with the Goof Heavy Arms. Imagine being able to use all 6 of your stuns in 6 seconds. That would actually be insane. They would never do that. That's very drastic. Or they could do something simple where, hey, let's just give this suit maneuver armor. If you think about it, this suit does have to boost to get a lot of things done here, where, okay, so we made it to where it has faster weapon switching time and has less delay when boosting towards somebody after firing its weapon. So that'd be very helpful to, shoot somebody, go straight into boosting, and hey, I can absorb a stun and go for melee. Or if they're using their missile pods, I won't get interrupted while I'm trying to boost towards somebody using my missile pods. Something like that. If they really, really don't want to give it maneuver armor, something I can also suggest here is that maybe they can make it to where it doesn't have stop to fire on its beam rifle. So that way it doesn't have the delay. And the reason I say this is because when the RS-Jarja first came out, it kind of got shat on because this was the same time that the Super Gundam and the GPO-4 came out on the ground. The Super Gundam being an excellent sniper at getting damage, and its heavy stagger doesn't overheat. The GPO-4 can move and snipe, and has a shield, and constant damage with the beam rifle. It has good general gameplay, right? By the way, mission over. We failed, unfortunately. I am going to report one of the players. I can't remember, and I wasn't paying attention this match. He was constantly spamming the chat with "I'm impressed," but he did that near the end of the match. It's like, okay, well, you're kind of being a dickhead. So, and hey, second place, 4-2, over 100k damage, and a 3,000 individual score. And I'm a little bit kind of disappointed in this because I feel like I only did good here because the enemy team wasn't, they weren't taking advantage of some of the openings that was being left here. You noticed I was doing that 1v2 against the Nemo 3 and the Stark Jagan. The Stark Jagan could have easily stunned me at any moment. He went for like his missile accumulation stuns, or he didn't go for melee as often. And the enemy raid, I can't remember the name of the raid off the top of my head. He could have fucked me up a lot this match. And there's a few moments where I was kind of separated from the team. He could have gone after me a lot more. But yeah, so and this leads into what else I was going to say with the RS-Jarja. A lot of people want to defend the RS-Jarja, and I shit you not, some of the excuses are, I say excuses because it almost sounds like cope, but one of them is the RS-Jarja is fine because you can play mind games with people. And by that, since it has melee, it has melee priority level 2. If you clash with the general is going to get confused on what to do next. That's a terrible excuse. I should say, yeah, without saying it, that's a very awful excuse. A suit shouldn't be good because the enemy isn't doing good. A suit should be good on its own. And I felt like I was doing really good this match because the enemy team wasn't playing as well as they should have. I think that's really bad for the RS-Jarja. Now, there are some moments where you can do really well with the RS-Jarja. Like, again, I think the RS-Jarja has some merits. The balancers, the melee combo controller has pretty good melee damage. I was using a defense build, not a melee build here. And you saw I was teaming up with the DJ. We were doing some pretty good damage. Where we're teaming up. You're not going to get that match every time. You're going to have plenty of situations where you get left by the team, or your team can't help you like that, or you can't help the team like that. You're not going to be as coordinated, right? So yeah, I think, to answer the question again, in buffed or scuffed, I think the RS-Jarja is still scuffed. I think they need to think about how they want to make close range supports at high cost. I think they did well with the G-Line full custom. I know the G-Line full custom got buffed, but I think it's a pretty competent suit, enough to where you can kind of can play at a close range. This suit, and I mentioned the Zaku 4. I think those suits are going to struggle because it doesn't have the skills to help it out. Excuse me, to help it out at close, to help it quote unquote excel at close range combat. Only if the enemy team fucks up, and I don't think that's how a suit should only be good, if the enemy team fucks up. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, type up in the comment section how you feel about the RS-Jarja. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And I know some of you guys do like the RS-Jarja. And I've seen you guys do well with the RS-Jarja. But for me, playing at the rating I do, the people know how to play against the suit quite well. They won't allow you to do the things that you want to do. Even if you're playing with friends, like the raid can be just right up your ass. It doesn't matter what your melee defense is. Yeah, this thing can get used and abused by quite a lot of things. And I believe, does this thing even have a level 2? I can't even be bothered to check if this thing has a level 2. This thing just struggles. I think it's time they should start, if they want to make a close range support, they should start giving it the skills to work at close range. Maneuver armor at least. Especially for some of these bigger, bulkier suits. And this time I'm kind of leaning more outside of close range combat suits at these high costs, because there's a lot of suits that have many stuns at this cost. Now we're going to 600 with these Zaku 4. They want to make these close range supports, give them maneuver armor, or give them a dodge roll. You don't have to give them both. You don't have to give them high level maneuver armor or a dodge roll. They probably don't need a double dodge roll, or taking less damage while boosting. Just at least level 1 for a suit like this to help complement it. Or if they don't want to do that, they should just make it to where it can fire its beam rifle while moving, and maybe give it something else to go along with that. I don't know what. I think maneuver armor would really help out. Because this is the second time they buffed it, and the percent only increased. They gave it a major buff the first time with reload speeds and all that. It only increased by 2%, and it's still below. And we know suits get buffed if they only have. We've seen suits get buffed with only a 48% win rate, and this thing is still at 47, previously 45. So yeah, I still think it needs help, at least in my opinion. So yeah, let me know if you guys think this thing needs to get buffed in a certain way, or what do you guys think will get buffed. And yeah, And of course, I think I'll be taking a break for the buffed or scuffed things, or buffed or scuffed videos. As I mentioned, I wanted this to be more of a once a month kind of thing, for the unit adjustments, and I pick a suit from there, or maybe a previous suit if nothing really stands out for the unit adjustments. We'll have to wait and see, right? Of course, whatever comes next. But yeah, I only did this one because I'm starting to see a predicament going on. Yeah, and of course, leave me some suggestions in case you guys want to see a buffed or scuffed with something, see how it still does. But yeah, that'll be it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.